everybody, how you going? So we got our Gemini new moon tonight, and so if this is the first time you're catching me, my name's Zara Wolf and I've been serving the collective through guidance and coaching and intuitive tarot readings, and I also do Reiki healings. I'm based in Melbourne, and so I'm going to read you the blog post that I just wrote for the Gemini new moon. I thought I would put it up there, at least that way the information's getting out there, because I know not everybody likes to read. I'm one of those people. I love to listen to YouTube. So this month a new moon falls conjunct to the exact minute in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, and it lands in the 5th house, which is ruled by Leo and therefore the Sun. The theme for clearing and intention setting this new moon will be surrounding recent transformations, a letting go of old ways, grief and loss, strengthening of bonds and relationships, romantic and non, and family, friends, revisiting outdated belief systems that no longer serve us, and there is an air of renewed hope and trust in the universe. Balancing of our ego minds, grounding down into our 3D reality, which we've decided to manifest, and most importantly, expression of appreciation and gratitude for it all. So this is the good, the bad, and the downright fucking ugly parts of life. It's shaped us into the divine expression of who we are today. So never forget that, okay, beloveds? As hard as that may be, it's built you into the resilient person and beautiful person who you are today. So never forget that. So the weeks in the lead up to this new moon have really allowed us to see things in a new light, especially after our full moon in Scorpio, which was just so utterly so heavy. It was beautiful though, death and rebirth and Pluto energies. It was just lovely. We've all been learning to grieve as a collective now, and it's not only for those whom have passed over, but for the losses we have accrued throughout our lives, and bearing witness to certain aspects of ourselves dying off in the process. It's in order for us to step courageously forward into our new worlds. Many aspects of our old selves are not conducive to where we're headed now. So as you try with all of your might to hold on to those old ways of being, the universe is continuously encouraging you and pushing you to release them. We have to let go, darling. You have to let go, as hard as it is. I know how hard it is, trust me. I have double Scorpio in my chart, double Taurus, so I know how hard it is to let go of things. Realize that on the other side of this, of the unknown, there is a world that you could never have dreamed of for yourself, ever. You would never have been able to come up with it. Understand it is this surrendering and grieving of the dying of your old aspects that will free you. As I was interpreting the chart, I did these are my notes. My big nerd coming out, but I do love this so much. These are my channeled notes. Yeah, so as I was doing this, there were points that came up, and so one of those was that we're on the edge of a precipice into limitless potential right now. It is a time to walk fearlessly into your new world without looking back. And the other point was, it's the turning point right now. So once we've turned this corner and crossed over this threshold, there's no returning. That's how significant this point in time is for everybody and the collective. So be wary of, as miscommunications may feel amplified at this time. I'm even finding it hard not to trip over my tongue right now. So that may be something else for you watching there as well. So not just because of the influx of mercurial energies offered with the Gemini third and sixth house placements, but it's also because of the Chiron being in Aries. This is in the third house at the moment as well, and so this placement natally will lend towards people not feeling heard or understood. So it's choose your words and your disagreements wisely. So the moon aspects alone are providing us with some epic energies for solidifying our transformation right now. So the moon conjunct the sun is empowering you to own your profound transformation, yeah? And take charge of the direction in your life. You are now leading the way into your new world, despite any fears or doubts that you have. Just as Hermes taught us, you have transmuted the fear into courage along the polarity. In the Kabbalion, they speak of the law of the polarity, and it's vibrational, speaking from hot, cold, black, white, hate, love, fear, and courage. It is all a vibrational frequency along one polarity. There is no where one stops and one begins. It is all shifting along the same spectrum. So fear is transmuted into courage, and that is what has been happening lately. We've been really forced into sticking by that and holding faith in ourselves and our capabilities, you know. If you haven't already started, you're now beginning to stand in this absolute faith and trust and knowing that ultimately all is well. And it really is, all is exactly as it is meant to be. And I'm getting goosebumps as I'm just saying that, so that's my confirmation. The moon opposing Jupiter, retrograde in Sagittarius at the moment as well. This is teaching you now to find the flow and harmony between constantly seeking external support and finding that balance and realizing that your own support and your own cheer squad. So it's showing you that you are enough. And it's reminding you, you have always been enough, beloved. Always. Without a shadow of a doubt. I promise you. So the moon square Neptune in Pisces is encouraging and supporting you to dive deeper than you are comfortable in doing. So especially as it is in the Gemini ruled third house, keeping yourself grounded, and if it's required for you at this time, of your journey, surrender into it, yeah, and feel into it. Feel what your body is trying to tell you for a greater inner standing of self. So remembering all that you seek lies within you. The universe is within you. So don't ever forget that. So the moon trine our midheaven, or MC, okay, which is the 10th house in every chart. It's actually in Libra for this particular time. It's indicative of community and groups of like-minded individuals being able to offer us support, and they may play an integral role in your future success or downfall. So it depends on if you've exercised that discernment. Discernment is a balanced judgment because it comes from a balanced ego. So Venus is adding some beautiful energies as well for positive financial gains and joyous gatherings with friends and our loved ones. So being in Taurus and the lion-hearted energy of the 5th house of Leo, this strengthening bonds with our children can be made easier than usual at this time, especially due to the loving sextile we have going on between the North Node in Cancer and its placement in the 6th house of Virgo. So it's really wanting us to be open and unconditionally loving and accepting of all whom we hold near and dear. And the trine to Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde conjunction in Capricorn only further adds to that, because Capricorn is also a very family orientated sign. So it's adding to a newfound emotional maturity that you have towards the connections and relationships in your life, romantic and non, and remembering we are all in relationship with everything in our lives, absolutely everything, including and most importantly ourselves. So watch your inner narratives as well at this time, because not everybody can handle an influx of mercurial energy. Last night it was, I think, 10 to 11 when the moon shifted into Mercury, and that's when I was up. I was wired straight away. And I've got a lot of third house placements in my chart as well. So I'm Virgo Sun, Leo Moon, and I'm a Cancer Ascendant. So my chart ruler is Cancer. I was up until 3:30 this morning. So yeah. So with every release and manifestation that you want to do tonight, so when you're writing your lists, remember that when you're sat in your heart, whatever feels, whatever comes up for you is not wrong. Our energy bodies will never lie to us. So, because it is for you from your higher self. It is how you connect to your higher self, is in your heart space. And it is your own internal light guiding you. I'm sorry to be looking away from the computer, but looking away from the camera, but I'm trying to read what I wrote. The more you sit in the space, the easier it becomes to trust your inner GPS. So after you have written what it is you wish to release, you read it aloud or in your higher mind, if you don't want anybody to hear you, to Sister Luna, our beautiful moon, and ask that she help you with this releasing. And then when you burn the piece of paper, you can bury the ash afterwards in your garden. I don't always do this. I just ensure that it has completely extinguished, because then it will take effect. And if you do want to bury it, you can know that Mother Gaia will support the transmutation you're asking for. So to write your intentions for this moon, sit in your heart again and focus on what it is you wish to manifest into your reality this coming moon cycle. So write it all down on a separate piece of paper. This list, you keep it somewhere safe. You don't burn this one. You keep it in your journal or perhaps on your altar with your crystals. And the new moon is at 8:01 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is plus 10 hours on the Universal Time Clock. And we have until 1:42 a.m. on Wednesday the 5th of June before the moon moves into its void of course, which is the time in which it makes ritual work and intention setting redundant. So we have all that time. You can do a 3-day ritual if you like. I know that some people really love that. So as always, beloveds, be well, and thank you for your support. And I would love for you to support my channel and to connect with me online. And please feel free to reach out at any time you want. So my website is www.zarawolf.com. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, I hope this finds you really well. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Bye.